On the 8th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 8 maids of milk and 7 swans to swim in 6 geese a laying 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 pigeons, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
And welcome to the 8th review for 2022. And let's get on with it. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Marvel's MCU, you sneak your way into Christmas once again. But to be fair, this one was going to happen. Honestly, happen. I mean, honestly, with Hawkeye, you could have taken it and put it in any sort of setting. With this is a holiday special, so it counts, and pretty much does count. But with that said, so with the recent quality of the MCU, well, this year and I suppose last year, it's become more apparent that people are seeing the flaws with it. I mean, there have been some highlights, as I said before. I mean, I liked Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. I enjoyed Moon Knight. But then again, we've had, and to be fair, I don't hate, and Werewolf by Night's also good, and I really did enjoy Multiverse of Madness and Love and Thunder for what it's worth. But yeah, Moon Knight not Moon Knight, Miss Marvel and She-Hulk, yeah, that's where I draw the line at times. So, but here comes the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, and, well, it seems to be getting a lot of praise, and for the most part, I can agree. This is really good. On the other hand, is it a bit too subtle towards the hints of the future? Okay, let's get on with the point. So, after the events of Thor: Love and Thunder, well, the opening that is, the Guardians of the Galaxy have bought a new spaceship, as well as purchasing Nowhere, the former home of the Collector, after it was torched by Thanos in Infinity War. They've even got a new member in the team now, with Cosmo the Space Dog, who's now a female. Alright, different from the comics, but alright, I'll settle with it. Now, while they're rebuilding Nowhere, Kraglin, Yondu's former first mate on board when he was with the Ravagers, tells the story of how Yondu ruined Peter's attempt to bring Christmas to the Ravagers. Feeling sympathetic for Peter and knowing that he still misses Gamora, Drax and Mantis decide to bring Christmas to Peter by giving him the best gift that he could ever ask for: Kevin Bacon. Yet they travel to Earth to kidnap Kevin Bacon and bring him to Nowhere, all while also having Kraglin, Rocket, Groot, and Nebula set up a Christmas on Nowhere for Peter to remember. So, but it turns out that Mantis also has some other ulterior motives behind getting Peter Kevin Bacon because she's ashamed of meaning that she's actually Peter's half-sister. Yes, spoiler, but the Marvel Studios Legends Disney Plus show kind of spoiled it a bit, apparently. But anyway, what do I got to say? So, I will start off by saying this. With the Guardians of the Galaxy films and all that, it was kind of an inevitability that Kevin Bacon was going to show up in this at some point. I mean, come on, he's been mentioned so many times by the Guardians, and not just their films, but also the Avengers films as well. Because, as you know, he was mentioned in Infinity War, well, twice in a way. Well, once indirectly, but anyway. And, you know, it's kind of neat to see him in it. I mean, I especially love how he's so freaked out by Drax and Mantis trying to kidnap him, and how Mantis has to use her powers, even though to hypnotize him and bring him to Nowhere. That's pretty funny. But, well, I will admit, when Drax and Mantis go to Earth, and let's be fair, the Guardians don't usually go to Earth. I mean, Rocket and Nebula did spend a lot of time on it during Infinity War and Endgame. Groot was on it, and obviously they participated in the Battle of Earth. But, in a way, they don't usually stay on Earth that long. And Drax and Mantis haven't really interacted with those outside the Avengers and all the superheroes. So them hanging around Hollywood and getting selfies like that can be corny, and especially when Mantis thinks she sees Steve Rogers. That's probably the most corny moment in it, I admit. though to be fair, I mean, it is expected, to be honest. They don't know what Earth is fully like. If Rocco and Nebula were there, they would provide more of a detailed synopsis, even more so than Quill. But yeah, there are some corny moments when they are on Earth. Not when they're chasing Kevin Bacon. That's fine. But before they even find him, And there are some other issues as well. I mean, I did feel like this special is more set up towards Guardians 3, especially now with the trailer and all that for the third film. And yeah, I mean, obviously it's setting up Peter's feeling lost without Gamora, which will obviously play a major part in it. Cosmo's now part of the team, and she'll probably have a major arc in 3, as will Cracklin. They don't entirely set up Rocket that much for the third film, though it especially since it's hinted that the third film will be his story pretty much. Groot's now almost an adult again. All right, cool. Nebula's, I think, fully supportive of her teammates. I mean, that was basically everything she learned from Endgame. But I mean, she steals Bucky's armor, gives it to off screen, gives it to Rocket for Christmas. That's actually kind of funny. But yeah, it's mostly, in a way, it does feel like setup, especially how they've bought Nowhere. They've got a new ship named the Bowie. I don't know. Did they really need to replace the Benatar? I like the Benatar. I mean, I get they want to have a new ship, but at least there was a valid reason as to why they had a new ship in Infinity War. And another thing, nitpick of mine, where's Howard the Duck? I really want Howard in this. I mean, we all know he technically does live on Nowhere. He knows the Ravagers. I mean, I think it's non-discreetly confirmed through, I think, subtext that Cracklin was responsible for bringing Howard to help the Avengers in Endgame in the Battle of Earth. But I don't know. I kind of would have liked that Sam in this, especially since one of my favorite things in What If is how they nailed Howard the Duck completely in the 2 episodes he was in. But what is good? Well, as I said, the performances are great. I mean, as I said, Kevin Bacon is great. And, seeing all the Guardians actors return is always great. Chris Pratt, Dave Bautista, Hong Plimoff, Bradley Cooper, Vin Diesel, Karen Gillan, Sean Gunn. They're all good to see. And it's great to see them play these characters again. I love the cameos of the old 97s. And the song they sing is great. Even Bacon's song at the end is pretty good. I love the set design. I like how Nowhere looks in this. It looks really good, and I really hope they use some of these sets for Volume 3 for how much time they spend on Nowhere. I like the fact that the flashbacks of the past, when Cracklin and Peter are telling the story of how Peter tried to bring Christmas to the Ravagers, are all done in animation. I like that. I think that was a pretty good, smart idea. I think, and I really do like how well they handle making Drax and Mantis the leads in this, essentially. And that's one thing I was a little worried about going into it. I didn't know if Drax and Mantis could be handled well as leads, but to be fair, I think this worked because this was a TV special, a TV movie, I should say. So, and they proved they can handle it. And if they ever get a spin-off series like what I think was James Gunn's original plan after the Guardians trilogy, they could work. But to be fair, knowing what Gunn's now, the new role Gunn now has at DC, it's going to be interesting who would do this with them, And yeah, and above all, what I think I like the most is this special does have a lot of heart put into it. You can tell James Gunn and everyone involved in it really wanted to do this right and make it good, and you can see that. It's a really good Christmas special, and I really do enjoy myself. Even though, as I said, Drax and Mantis interacting in Hollywood on Hollywood Boulevard is probably the weakest and most corny part of it. But again, I like the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. I think it does prove that there's still a lot of talent and originality with the MCU. And but of course, I am more waiting for the third film. Definitely will be reviewing that. Yeah, and so yeah. In the end, I'm going to give this, but I do hope that they still do more of these special presentations, is what they're calling it. And, these Disney Plus movies, in a way, or, whatever, like Werewolf by Night and this, because Honestly, I think they could do them. They've proven they can handle these better than, say, some of the TV shows. I mean, who knows what the shows next year will be like. I mean, obviously we're getting season 2s of Loki and What If, which are my favourites. But yet again, there are also some other stuff, and who knows what the other stuff would bring. I mean, maybe Secret Invasion is going to be pretty good, and I don't know what else is coming out next year. I'll have to double check. Oh yeah, I think Echo or Agatha. I'll have to double check. But in the meantime, I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10 stars. I like it. It's good. But yet again, I do feel like this is set up for Guardians 3, and let's be fair, that's the one we're all looking forward to the most. So what's next? Well, I'm going to stick with music and songs, to be honest, and that's going to be a major thing with this next one. I mean, considering I reviewed what I reviewed last year by this children's band, I think it's now getting on to the most iconic, and something I haven't really yet said I would eventually get to. Yeah, can't wait to. I guess it's time I get my wiggle on. In the meantime, this is Hassa from Hassa Reviews out, and I shall see you for my next Christmas special. Ciao!